Um, Welcome out to this special training for you guys. This is something that I'm doing on a monthly basis. Really excited to be better connected with you guys. I know you guys have lots of trainings in India. You guys have trainings happening every single week, and you have classes happening every single week. So there's lots of opportunities for you to get amazing training and information. I know you're also, a lot of you are doing the 90-day run with Becky, and you guys are getting lots of training there. So sometimes we can almost overtrain ourselves, right? We can have too much training and not enough action. But I'm grateful that you're here, even so, with all the training that you guys have been having, because it's my chance to connect with you guys. It's my chance once a month to connect with you, to find out what your needs are, to try to meet those needs, to do some live mentoring, to share with you something that's on my heart. So we're going to talk a little bit about the new year. We're going to talk a little bit about goals. Most of you have already looked at some of your goals for this new year. Let me share my screen and share with you guys the agenda that I typically follow when I do this monthly call is one, we're just going to go over really quickly announcements and promotions. A lot of you guys have already, you're already aware of these, but it's important. I want to re-emphasize a couple things. Then we're going to have a quick 20-minute training, and then we're going to get into mentoring. And mentoring is my favorite part, is when we can have some time to really look at your business, talk about your needs, and do a little bit of live coaching together. So for that, I want you to already be preparing in your mind questions that you have, wherever you're feeling stuck, wherever you're feeling blocked, wherever you feel like you could have more energy or pour gasoline on the fire and you want some ideas. I'd love to bring you some ideas in that part of our training today. So first of all, let's go over promotions really quick. And I know, again, you guys have probably already seen these, but seeing them is one thing, and remembering them and really promoting them is another. So we have as 10% off Arbor Vitae, an amazing oil. Becky just gave us tons of benefits of this incredible aroma, this incredible tree oil. And it's one of my very favorites. The tree oils I really gravitate to. I think if you're trying to get the oils into a man's life, just give them a bunch of tree oils and they're going to fall in love. And then product of the month, Japanese peppermint. Guys, I have never experienced Japanese peppermint. It's such a unique offering that doTERRA has, that we can get this Japanese peppermint. And one thing that I always like to teach when we talk about product of the month, the product of the month, as you guys know, 125 PV before the 15th, you get this product every single month, whatever it is. And leaders in doTERRA, if you're here and you want to be a strong builder in doTERRA, you want to become a leader, I want to encourage you to place your orders at the beginning of the month. Okay, doTERRA gives us this little incentive, right, where we get an oil every month if we place our order before the 15th. But I recommend you actually place your LRP order in the first days of the month. Why? Because it helps with the art of promotion. And right now, your products still take a little bit longer to get to you in India than they will when the market opens, right? Hopefully very, very soon. But even still, the faster you can get your product of the month, the better. Like if you place your order on the first of the month, and I'm not going to say how fast you get it because I know times are crazy there in India right now with shipping. But let's say you get your once the market opens, you'll probably get your order within a week, right? Once the market is open. And it's important that you place your order those first couple days of the month, and you have a culture of everyone on your team, the builders, placing their orders in the first couple days of the month, because then when that product arrives, you can create the promotion. We talked about this last month, but every time you get something free from doTERRA, you should be grabbing your phone, recording a little video saying, look, I got this exclusive oil, Japanese peppermint, absolutely for free from doTERRA. If you're interested in learning about how to get free essential oils, let me know, right? And you just do a story on Instagram or a story on Facebook or a post on TikTok or whatever you like to use online to create that curiosity, that intrigue. People are thinking, oh, he's getting free products. And then that opens up the doorway for a conversation, right? And once the market opens and the products are flowing faster to you, the benefit of placing your order in the first couple days of the month is that that product will get to you probably, I don't know, on the 6th or 7th of the month, and you still have a whole week where you can promote that promotion and other people can lock in their LRP before the 15th. And so a lot of you guys we have a culture in doTERRA of really running hard at the end of the month, right? Closing out the month. And a lot of people place a lot of orders at the end of the month. Realize that in doTERRA, we have 2 end of the months, okay? We have 2 periods of time where we're really closing out volume and working extremely hard to bring in extra orders. One of those times is the 15th of the month, right? We're getting as many people on our team to place their 125 PV order to get their product of the month as we can. And then at the end of the month, that's when we're racing towards, requalifying or qualifying for a new rank or new volume record or a power of 3 bonus or thing, or whatever you're going for, right? Now, I wanted to mention a power of 3 a little bit before I dive into the actual training I have prepared for you guys today. Power of 3, and I didn't prepare a slide for this because last minute I was talking to my mom and we decided to talk about this a little bit. But Power of 3, as you guys know, is the easiest way to make the largest amount of money with the fewest number of people in doTERRA. Once you have your 3 partners who are placing minimum 100 PV order every single month and you're doing 600 in total team volume, you can get basically half of your personal order back to you every single month paid for, right? With those 3 people. Then as you duplicate that to the next level, right, $250 US and then $1,500 on the 3rd level. It's a very, very powerful bonus. And I feel like oftentimes we don't talk about it enough. We don't structure our teams intentionally well enough to really maximize this bonus. Realize that, and one of the tips I wanted to give you here at the beginning is if you have a team culture of doing 150 PV, okay, 150 PV before the 15th, not only are people going to get the free product of the month, but your power of 3 is going to flow with much greater ease, right? You really only need those 3 people. If everyone's only doing 100, it actually becomes the power of 5, right? And the power of 5 would be a great bonus name. It'd be a great bonus, but it's harder to get the power of 5 than the power of 3. As you build out your team, the power of 3, you only need 49 or 39 people buying in the correct places for you to get that 3rd level power of 3. But if everyone is doing 100 PV, it's something like 155 people in the right places ordering, right? Because it's the power of 5. And so the power of 3 is much easier, and it's much easier if you duplicate on your team this ordering 150 each month. And so if you're already doing 125, I encourage you buy 1 more oil to get to 150. You can resell that oil, get a profit on it. But as you create a culture in your team of ordering at the beginning of the month, ordering 150, maximizing your LRP, you're going to see that it's going to do wonders for your business. Okay. So those are our promotions that we have from the United States available for you guys this month. There's also a new digestive kit, which I really recommend you check out. The digestive kit is a great option for anybody who's dealing with digestive issues or has that as a focus. Okay. All right.
Which is one of the reasons you got converted to the oils, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You guys, a lot of you probably haven't heard my story, but when we got started in doTERRA, my wife actually was the one who started using the oils and loved them. They were giving her awesome emotional support. And I thought she was a little crazy. I didn't think the oils would create the kind of results she was saying they would. But then she gave me a little bottle of DigestZen essential oil to experiment. And I had a digestive issue for many, many years. And basically I started using that 1 drop under my tongue, 1 drop on my stomach twice a day. And within just a couple of weeks, I was totally balanced in my digestive system from an issue that I had had for many, many years prior. So yeah, I definitely recommend the digestive products. And it's some of the easiest things. When you guys think about how can, we are solutions providers, and you make money solving problems for people in doTERRA. And when you think about the problems that are the easiest to solve, the quickest with doTERRA, you're really looking at a few categories. One is digestive. People will notice digestive health change rapidly using our products. Sleep, we can usually influence people's sleep in a rapid way, really, really quickly. They'll notice a difference. And then, anxiousness or anxiety, feelings of stress and things like that. Those are emotions, are things that we can influence very, very quickly and rapidly with the essential oils. And then respiratory support. I would say those are kind of the main categories that we really hit. That people will notice a difference the fastest. So digestive is one of those, and so digestive, emotional, respiratory, and sleep. And if you focused all of your time just talking about those 4 categories of health, you'll sell a lot of oils. Anyway, okay. So I know you guys have had a lot of goal setting sessions. A lot of you are in the 90-day run, 90-day blitz, but I wanted to share with you some concepts that I've been thinking about and hopefully help you find some areas that you can improve your planning for this next year. I've followed the work quite closely of a high performance coach named Todd Herman. He's trained many high level athletes. First, he was a coach to many athletes, Olympic athletes, and then later he started coaching entrepreneurs. And when he started coaching entrepreneurs years and years ago, I started following his work. And he teaches that there are 3 types of goals: outcome goals, performance goals, and process goals. And most of us in doTERRA, one of the problems that we have is we only set outcome goals. And this is where, an outcome goal is a rank goal. Like, by the end of 2022, I want to be a diamond. How many of you are like, I want to be a diamond by the end of 2022, or I want to be a gold, or I want to be a platinum? And these are fantastic long-term vision type goals to create. They're going to drive you forward, but they're not going to create an actionable result for you by having that goal, right? So the proper way to set outcome goals is with a 90-day horizon. The horizon point for our brains as humans is really 90 days. Planning anything specifically in like a really concrete way more than 90 days out isn't very useful. And so obviously it's good to have yearly goals. I have yearly goals, but breaking down those yearly goals into 90-day outcome goals is really where you'll start to see some magic happen. And this is why the 90-day run, right, is so powerful, because you can see that far. It's 3 months. It's easy to plan. Now, the next kind of goal that we create in our doTERRA business are performance goals. These are when you take your 90-day goals and you break them down into 2-week periods of time and you create activity-focused goals. And if you're creating performance goals the right way, your outcome goals become inevitable. So many times we set goals and it's like we set a goal and we say a prayer, right? It's like, or we have a meditation, right? And we think, okay, I want to be elite by the end of March, right? And then we just hope. Hope, my friends, is a beautiful thing, but it's a terrible strategy. Hope is a beautiful thing, but it's a terrible strategy. It's not a strategy, right? To hope. And so what does a performance goal look like? Let's say that on a monthly basis, you have about 1,000 volume coming in every single month in your team. And you have the outcome goal of becoming an elite by the end of March. Well, performance goal would be breaking that down and saying, okay, well, on a monthly basis, I need 2,000 more in volume. Breaking that down into weeks, what kind of activity can I do on a weekly basis that will make that outcome goal inevitable? And this is where it comes down to tracking your numbers. And so often we do doTERRA as a hobby and not as a business. And we don't keep track of our numbers. And so I recommend you start tracking your numbers. When you do an in-person presentation class, whether it's in a group or one-on-one, what is your close rate? How much in volume? I know that if I have a class, it used to be that when I had a class with about 10 people, I would create about 500 in volume. Today, typically we do at least 1,000 in volume each time we do a class. That's cool. We've gotten a lot better over time. In the beginning, it might be less for you. Maybe it'll be, you do 200 in volume, 300 in volume each time that you do a class. But let's just assume that it's 500 to keep math simple. Well, if you know that, then with your 90-day goal of being an elite, knowing that you're already doing 1,000 in volume, knowing that you do 500 in volume each new class that you do on average, if you schedule and have locked into your calendar 4 or 5 classes per month, then you can create the volume that's lacking for yourself to become an elite, right? And so it's important that you take your outcome goals, your 90-day goals, and you break them down into activity and think, what activity could I plan that would make my outcome inevitable, right? And then comes the process goals, where you break it down again to who, what, when, and where. If it's 4 classes, who are they with? Who's hosting? What are they about? Are they intro classes? Are they make and take classes? Are they weight loss classes? When are they happening? Where are they happening? And you may say, Matt, this level of planning is tedious. Well, either you create a plan, or you will plan to fail. Okay? If you don't create a plan, you're literally planning to fail, because you're not putting into your calendar the activity that will drive, that will create the result that you want for yourself, right? So I just wanted you to, as you're setting your goals, as you guys are planning your new year, I recommend set concrete goals 90 days out, work in 90-day phases, and break them down to also have performance goals and have process goals that are in your calendar. What exactly do you need to do? I love sharing every single time. I love sharing the average earnings for each rank, because I want you to always always maintain that vision for yourself of what it is that you want to create in the near future. Do you want to be elite in the next 90 days? Do you want to be premier? And when we're setting goals, oftentimes over time, the longer you spend in doTERRA or in your life or in any business, typically the more conservative you become with your goal setting. Okay. And this is a phenomenon that happens naturally. Is let's say you've been in doTERRA for a year and you haven't yet reached elite. When we say, hey, set a goal to be elite in 90 days, you might start to think, oh, well, I don't know if that's possible, right? If we had told you to set a goal to be elite in 90 days the first day you joined doTERRA, you would have been like, yes, I'm going to be elite in 90 days, right? Yes, I'm going to make this happen. You're having amazing experiences with the products. Your friends are having amazing experiences with the products, and you're on fire with belief, right? You need to bring your belief back to the point of when you first started doTERRA. And some of you are just starting now, and so it's not a problem for you. It's easy, right? But I'm just warning you, as you go on in doTERRA, something changes in your brain the longer you stay here. And this is what happens. When you first sign somebody up in the business, how many of you guys remember thinking like, oh my gosh, I signed someone up. I'm going to be a diamond. They're going to be a diamond. Like, I found a diamond, right? The first person who raises their hand and says, I want to build doTERRA, you're like, I found a diamond, right? It's amazing. And then what happens with that person? They probably don't do anything, right? Most people won't end up putting in the work. And so that person decides they don't do anything. And then so after you've done that 10 times, you've signed up 10 people, it starts to get to a point where when somebody signs up, you start to think, they're probably going to quit. Look at the mindset difference. You started out thinking every person that joins is going to be a diamond, right? And then over time, you end up thinking, they're probably going to quit. We'll see what happens, right? And apathy or lack of belief in other people will absolutely stunt your growth. It will kill your growth in doTERRA. So I want to encourage you to go back to the belief of the first day that you joined. If you've already been in doTERRA for 6 months, a year, go back to that level of energy, enthusiasm, belief that you had in the beginning, where it's like, wow, these products are miraculous, right? I had an experience, guys, and this happens to me to this day. I was at Snowbird on a ski trip with my family, and I've used the oils for 9 years. I know the oils work. I have seen miracles in my life, and I've seen miracles in other people's lives over and over and over again. Okay. Recently, I committed a sin. Okay. I'm going to confess my errors to you guys. My daughter, Sky, she had pink eye. Okay. Pink eye, an infection of the eye, and it just was not getting better. We were using the oils, and I committed a sin. I went to the pharmacy and I got her an allopathic solution. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to admit I'm not embarrassed. But the oils were great. They were helping her, but it just kept coming back. And so we finally went and we got some drops that we ended up putting in her eye, and it got her better, right? So we were up in Snowbird, and my youngest daughter, Aspen, we put her in child watch while we're skiing. She comes back from this kids club, and we notice at nighttime that she's got this goop around her eye. And we think, oh my goodness, like she's got pink eye. And my first thought was, oh, I have those drops at home. I should drive home and get those drops. And I'm embarrassed to say that, but that was my thought because it had worked for my daughter Sky. But we've used the oils for pink eye so many times in the past. And then I remembered, I don't need to use those drops. We have Melaleuca, right? Melaleuca, 99% of the time, always takes care of pink eye for us. And so what did we do? I took Melaleuca Touch, rolled it on my finger, rolled it around her eye. Guess what? She went to bed. She woke up the next morning. Nothing was left on her eye. Normally, kids with pink eye, they wake up and it's all goopy. It's sealed shut. It's worse than when they went to bed, even using drops a lot of times, right? Melaleuca, we used it. She woke up 100%. We used it again throughout the day a few times, and it disappeared. It's gone. It's been gone for now. It's been, I think, 10 days. I don't know. Almost. It's been over a week since that happened, right? The oils are amazing. They're amazing. But as we use them more and more, sometimes if you have an experience where an oil doesn't create the result that you expected or you wanted, then you start to believe a little less, or maybe you just start to think about it less as your first option. So again, same concept. Go back to when you first signed up in the oils, when you first had that first experience that was miraculous for you. That's the level of belief that you need to have every time you approach using the oils for your family, but also as you approach other people and talk to them about solutions, right? Today, if somebody comes to me and says, my kid has pink eye, I'm going to talk with 100% certainty that Melaleuca applying around the eye is going to take care of that pink eye, right? Because that's my belief level. That's what I choose as my belief level, and that's the truth of what the oils do, right? So going back with your goals, when people sign up with the oils, maintain that level of innocence that you had the very first day, that level of belief of, wow, I can be elite this month, right? I can be, each person that signs up is a diamond. And as you have that level of belief, you'll start to see those results in your experience. Okay. But it takes active mindset shifts. Every person that signs up, you need to see them as a diamond. The next thing I wanted to go over is I wanted to just, as you're looking at your new year, I want you to analyze what you're doing in your doTERRA business right now and find any gaps that exist. So we know, you guys know, you've been trained on pipes a million times. There are 5 activities that we do to build our doTERRA business. We prepare, we invite, we present, we enroll, and we support. That's it. We repeat these activities over and over again. In each one of these categories, there are a couple different processes or systems that we do on a regular basis. So in prepare, names list. Do you have a living names list today? Do you have a list of people that you're actively nurturing, hoping to invite to future classes? Some of you have names lists that are tucked away in a drawer and it's dead. It's a dead names list. You haven't looked at it for a while, right? I want you to resurrect your names list. Your names list needs to be living. Living means that you're constantly adding new people to it, and it means you're continually re-inviting people that you've already invited even that are on that list. So do you have an active names list? Do you have an active schedule? Do you have classes booked in your schedule? Do you have goals right now? In the invite category, do you have a process for how you're sharing and inviting? What does that mean? That means we're either a process for when you're putting oils on people to then invite them to a class, or giving them a sample, or sharing with them a powerful experience that you've had to then invite them to a class. Present. Is your process for presenting locked in? Are you independent of your upline? Can you do a presentation on your own? If not, guess what? It's time to really put on your doTERRA jersey and become a member of the team. You're not a member of the team until you're a presenter. You're not a member of the team until you're a presenter. You're just a sharer, right? You need to learn how to teach a basic intro to essential oils class. It's not hard to do. I have a recorded class you can watch over and over and over again to learn what it looks like to teach and how to teach. We talked about this a little bit on the call with the Philippines, but my mom, she and I did the same thing. We both, when we started, we wrote out a script. We listened to a class we liked, wrote out a script, and practiced the script over and over again to get the words of the class in our minds and build that confidence. Nobody starts out from day one totally confident or fearless in presenting about the essential oils. And so master a basic class through practice. Enrolling. What's your process for enrolling? Do you have saved on your phone the images for the kits that people can sign up with right now? Do you have a process that when somebody raises their hand and says, "Yeah, I want to try the oils," you have the materials to send them to help them decide what they want to buy, right? Do you have a system and process in place for this? And then there are some systems and processes for the support category. What do you do to onboard customers? Are you doing the live guide with your customers? I have a practice where I send or a habit where I send a specific video that goes over a daily routine of how to use the oils to every new customer that joins my team. So they can have a very simple plan for how they're going to use the oils on a daily basis, right? No matter what their issues are. That's part of my onboarding customers process. Do you have a plan when people they raise their hand and they say they want to join the business? What's your launch plan? Do you take them through the build guide? Do you schedule their first classes? Do you help them create a names list? What is your system or process for nurturing your team? Are you getting people on these trainings, these monthly trainings that I'm doing, the weekly trainings that you have as a team? And what kind of process do you have for inspiring people? Each time you sign up a new customer, are you posting that on Facebook? Are you posting it in your stories on Instagram? Are you posting it on TikTok and saying, I just got a new sign up, just got a new customer, so grateful for Marcia or Annalise or Arvind who just bought the oils, right? Have a process that inspires your team through your consistency and your public activity. You showing your results inspires them to do more, right? Okay, so the question is, as you look at your pipes, these activities, right? This is what building a business looks like in doTERRA. Where are your gaps? What are you missing? And I want you to find one thing that would make the biggest difference or impact in your business. If you're not yet presenting and doing your own presentations, that, my friends, will make a huge difference. If you do not have a living names list, that will make a huge difference. If you're not onboarding customers using the live guide, that will make a huge difference in your LRP and retention. If you're not posting online about doTERRA and your customers' success stories and your success stories in the business, that is a huge thing that could change things for you, right? Inspiring other people to follow you because of your consistency. I said this on the Philippines call, but one of the reasons probably the reason that my mom is a diamond and that so many people follow her is she is ruthlessly consistent. I would say relentlessly consistent. Meaning, if you write her, you're going to get a response, probably within 24 hours. You write me, you're not going to get a response probably within 24 hours. She's better than me, right? If you know that you're going to have weekly presentations and classes happening that you can plug into, that level of consistency that she has is one of the reasons people join her, right? They see that and they want to work with that. So if you are not being consistent in your business, if you're hot, cold, if you post once every year about doTERRA, then guess what? You're not going to be signing up people through that medium. People need to see your consistency. So look at your pipes as you're going into this new year. Figure out which of these gaps, what you need to do. Maybe it's one or two things. Maybe it's three things. But at least pick one of these things that you can put into practice to fill your pipeline and to build your doTERRA business in a more sustainable and efficacious way. Okay, this training is something that I do monthly. Okay, each month it's a different topic, the training portion that I do. But the next one, put it on your calendar. Success is scheduled the 3rd of February. February 3rd, same time, same place, same link, same format, different training, different ideas, different mentoring. Um, Put this on your calendar now so that you can plan on it and you can be with me next month. And now we're going to transition into the mentoring portion of our call. Before I go into specific questions, if I start putting any questions that you have about building your doTERRA business, put them here in the chat. And the last thing I want to do before I answer questions is I want to talk a little bit about just my vision for 2022. Guys, we're coming in February. In February/March, we'll be in India in February, towards the end of February, um, and also through some of March. Not only will we be there in person, hopefully doTERRA will be open officially by then. We don't know anything, but we know it's so close and it's so exciting. There's so much buzz building. I was in the IT department of doTERRA giving them some tips for the website and ways they could improve it for us wellness advocates. And I met the IT team that's working with India. They're amazing. I had some great conversations with Greg Cook last month in at the Blue and Presidential Diamond Summit, talking about the opening of India. And you have to hear Greg Cook talk about India, guys. Like, this man is one of the founders of doTERRA, and when he talks about India, it's like he's a little child again. Like, his excitement level, his enthusiasm, it's palpable. He talks about India being the largest market in doTERRA. He says that he told me that without a doubt, he knows that doTERRA will become the largest direct selling company in India, because of our product category, because of the need for our products, because of the cultural acceptance of the products. He said that everywhere that he went in India, as they were walking around, going to different shops, talking to people, they were setting things up. Even in the restaurants, he would talk to people about the oils, and that the acceptance level that is happening has never happened in any other market. So obviously there's always challenges. It's never easy to build the doTERRA business, right? But you guys have a unique opportunity in India. And I hope you realize that. I think you realize that. And I hope all of you on this call, I hope you're committed towards running for a founder's position in India. They will fill up fast. Okay. Thailand opened just over a year ago, and within 1 year, all of the founders' positions were filled. Brazil, when we opened Brazil, within 1 year, all of the founders' positions were filled. In India, I believe within 1 year of opening, all of the founders' positions will be filled. Now, do you have to become a founder to earn a great income with doTERRA? Obviously not. I'm not a founder in the United States, and I'm still a presidential diamond, right? The Founders Club was filled years before I joined doTERRA. And so there's no scarcity of opportunity in the sense that you have to join in the beginning or else you're not going to have success. That's a myth. It doesn't exist, right? There will be people who will join doTERRA India in 5 years, in 7 years, that will join in one of your teams that will become the fastest presidential diamond in doTERRA's history, in India's history. That will become the largest presidential diamond in India. Will probably sign up in 7 years, right? Like, there's no scarcity with timing, but there is scarcity with the Founders Club. And so if you want to become a founder, you're going to want to run. You're going to want to run really, really fast, because things in India are moving extremely quickly. Okay, now let's dive into questions. What questions do you guys have about building your doTERRA business? Mom, I don't know if there's already some in the chat. If there are, let me know.
No, I don't see any questions, Becky. Have we had any questions? We had a bunch.
Oh, somebody has asked, where do we find your Intro to Essential Oils video?
Yes.
If you,
I told you I'd send it to them in the group chats, but if you want to just
oh,
tell
great. Yeah, I'll share it. But if you just go to YouTube and type in Matt Hall Natural Solutions class, it will pop up. And I've got a recorded class, and it's only like, I think it's less than 30 minutes long. It's pretty succinct. Now, obviously, when you do a class live, it's more likely that it's going to go for an hour because you're going to be talking about people's specific needs and health goals. Um, but the actual portion that you need to really master for the class, it's not very long. It's 20 or 30 minutes of a presentation. So if you watch that over and over again, when I started in doTERRA, I took one of Justin Harrison's, the master distributor of doTERRA. I took one of his classes, and our upline, I wasn't like you guys. I didn't have an upline who was helping me with classes, with events. Our upline was already Presidential Diamond, already had a huge team, did one class for me, and then said, "Good luck, go teach." And we started teaching. And I before my first class on my own, I watched that presentation 50 times. 50 times. When I was walking to school, I was listening to the presentation. When I was in the gym, I was listening to the presentation. When I was driving in the car, I was listening to the presentation. And so just listen to that video over and over and over again. You'll probably end up saying the same jokes that I tell, just like I tell the same jokes that Justin Harrison told, right? And you'll end up in this business. So often we think that we need to be an inventor. You do not need to be an inventor in doTERRA. You need to be an imitator. Okay, you need to be a parrot. Okay, where you learn the basics and you master the basics. The professionals in our business, they just do the basics better. I'll repeat that. They just do the basics better. And they're not afraid of the mundane. They repeat. I repeat the same presentation over and 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 over again. I don't invent new PowerPoints. I don't create amazing presentations. I do one presentation over and over and over and over and over again. And it has become, after 9 years, it's a little bit mundane, right? It's a little bit boring to do the same presentation, but I keep doing the same presentation because the simplicity is what duplicates, right? Other people see me doing the same class over and over again and realize that it's not that complex to build a doTERRA business. Okay.
I want to say something.
That's where you can find it. Yeah, Becky.
We waste, the daily method of operation. If we're spending our time designing classes over, like, I'm going to do a different class and we're spending our time in areas that's not being effective and productive. I mean, not to say that the classes are cool to have all these different classes, but seriously, if you can get really good at the basic class, and like you said one time, Matthew, I said, you can say it in your sleep.
I do.
Like, if you can get really good at it, then I would have to say, don't do any more special classes. Like we said in this 90-day run, that everybody should take this opportunity. And Suzanne answered Annalisa's questions, like do we use your intro class to share with others? Or I agree with Suzanne. I think we use Matthew's and mine and Suzanne's, our intro classes, to get the training in your head when you're jogging and stuff, listening to it. But do your own class, because we want you to be the leader. This is a relationship business. People don't know Matthew. People don't know Suzanne and me. They know you. Yep. And we want people to love you. and that's how you're going to lift your confidence up and lift yourself up to be the leader. So I want to add to that question, Matthew, for you, is that one of the trainings, I watched the training Monday night with Justin Harrison, and in the middle, Seth Rosen, I can't say his name.
Seth Rosen, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. He said, they were talking about the different levels of belief.
Yeah.
And when you're in the beginning, when you're a baby, just learning the class is like, once you get that down and you start to have that belief and you'll be able to say it in your sleep, then your belief levels here. And if you want to be, diamond or gold or presidential diamond, whatever the level is in 90 days, like, what is it that you have to be believing not just that you can do it, but what mindset is an elite thinking?
Yeah.
What mindset is a diamond thinking? And the relationship of what Natalie Goddard was doing is that she always believed that they can put an oil in every home, like a healer in every home. And that was her belief. And that is the belief of her why, which is a diamond level belief thinking. And so if you are still looking at trying to get yourself into just doing the first class, you are not going to be a diamond until you get those beliefs in that mindset. So Matthew, my question is, what is can you describe maybe what your levels of belief were from the different stages? And what maybe to give people an idea of where they could be in the 90-day goal run or in, founder, whatever, all those.
Yes, beautiful. I love it. And just I'll answer this question, but just going back to what Becky was saying before, there is a place for continuing education, right? There's a place for more like different topics and classes, but continuing education is for retention and grow. Most of you in your business, you need to grow your business, and growing your business, the most important thing is just the repetition of that basic class. So I saw Annalise also asking in here about the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint's on doTERRA's website. We can send you the link, but you just download it from doTERRA's website, and then you can add your own picture and whatnot.
He just uses this one, right? You just use the one right off the website.
Yeah, I don't create anything. I just use what doTERRA gives me.
It's the one that we did on Monday. It's the one we did on Monday. So yeah, we'll send the link out again. We'll send that out to everybody.
And so now transitioning Becky into the levels of belief, when we got started in doTERRA, we already had a pretty concrete belief in doTERRA's product. And that's the first pillar. For you to become an elite, all you really need is massive belief in the product. That will get you to elite if you just keep presenting. You present, you have belief in the product. That's going to get you eventually to elite. We hit elite fast in our first month because Shantae had been using the products for almost, I think, a year or longer before we even started building the business, right? And so the belief in the products was really concrete in her, not in me yet, but in her. She knew that for anxiousness, for stress, for feelings of sadness, depression, that the oils offered her incredible support. And so that's the belief level to get to elite, is belief in the product. If you are working on your belief in the product, guess what? The best way to build that belief is using the product. So buy the product and use it over and 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 over again. Create more stories of success within yourself, and that's going to create that foundational belief in product. The bigger you can believe faster in the product, the faster you'll hit elite. Okay? And obviously communicate that belief. You can't just believe it internally. You have to communicate that belief to other people. And that's what gets you to elite. The next level is premier, and that's belief in our business model. And this is the one that took us some time. I didn't have a lot of confidence in the model of network marketing when we first joined doTERRA. And so this is something that I had to build within myself. And we did start talking about the business with people right out the gates, but not as much as we should have. If you have a solid belief in the opportunity that doTERRA presents, you will offer, not force, but offer the opportunity to every single person that you're offering the products to. You don't judge anyone. You offer the opportunity to every single person. Every person who gets the products in their hands should also get the invite. Hey, are you open to taking a look at what it looks like to build a doTERRA business, right? To get your products for free or to earn an extra income. And that belief took us time. How do you build your belief in the opportunity? Guess what? Being here on this call, right? Me and my wife, we're presidential diamonds. Suzanne, she's a diamond. Becky, they're gold. The more time you spend with leaders who are at the ranks that you want to achieve, the more you start to realize and believe that it's possible for you as well. I'm no one special. I'm just a goofy guy wearing a doTERRA jersey talking about oils, right? I don't have any superpowers. If I have one, it's just consistency and we just keep moving forward, right? So, but having that belief, that grows, the belief in the opportunity grows the more exposure you have to more people who are building the business. When you see like this call, we have 40 people on this call here live. When you see that social proof of, wow, other people are engaged in this business. Other people are actively wanting to build and grow their doTERRA business. That builds your belief. So that's one of the things you can do, is just being here live on these calls. Other things you can do is, I would recommend, if you're looking to build your belief in the opportunity, get on doTERRA's website and download the Leadership Magazine and read stories of the diamonds. I used to literally take the magazine of doTERRA, and I would memorize certain stories, not the whole entire story, but I'd memorize, oh, this person was a truck driver, now they're a diamond. Oh, this person's a nutritionist, now they're a diamond. This person was in a different direct selling company, now they're a diamond. And you become a collector of stories. That will build your belief, but it also becomes a tool where anytime I met a nutritionist, I could say, hey, I know of a nutritionist in doTERRA that now is a diamond, right? Or I know of a truck driver he was driving truck and now he's a diamond in doTERRA, right? And those became stories that I could use to increase the belief in the opportunity of other people, right? So you become in doTERRA this professional story collector, right? And then story sharer. That's really what we do. Then the next level of belief is belief in you. And this is where a lot of people struggle. You need to have the belief that you can be successful. You can have belief in the opportunity that it works for other people, and that's great, right? That'll get you to premier. But to get to silver, you have to have belief that you are a leader, that you have what it takes, right? And how do you build belief in you? Personal development and success, right? Having one victory after the next, moving forward through small victories. That feedback of action, result, belief, right? There's this cycle in doTERRA. Belief, action, result. Belief that strengthens. When you have a strong belief, you take action. Taking action, you get a result. That result strengthens your belief, and it's a cycle. Now, if you don't have belief, or if you don't have the results you want, you have to interrupt some part of this cycle. So either you have to grow your belief or you have to grow your results. There are times when somebody doesn't believe in themselves, and no matter how much I try to build their belief talking to them, it doesn't change. Their belief won't change. And so what do? I force them into action. How do I do this? I say, Joyce or Lanula or Ramel, Melissa, I am coming to your home next week at 7 p.m. to teach an intro class. Will you invite 10 people to be there in person to learn about the essential oils? And I motivate them into action. I make them take action so that I can create the result for them. And in that class, guess who's creating the result? Yes, they invited people, but I'm the one who's really creating the result for them, right? But they're still getting a result, and then that builds their belief. And so somewhere in this cycle, you have to interrupt, right? Either the belief, you either have to figure out a way to grow their belief or put them into action or grow their results so that then it strengthens their belief and you grow people through this cycle. And it's the same thing for you. So if you are not getting the result that you want, how do you grow your belief in you? My friends, you just have to take action. You have to take action. That's going to produce a result, and that's going to strengthen your belief in you. After silver, it becomes belief in your leaders. You need to believe in your leaders to get to gold, okay? Now, what comes first? Their result or your belief in them? Oftentimes, we want to see people work. We want to see them create a result before we believe in them. But belief precedes the result, right? You have to believe in your leaders. There's a great quote that I love. I don't remember if it's Covey or Maxwell, but believe in other people. Our leadership is believing in other people until they believe in themselves. Okay, and so you have to believe in your leaders. You have every person that joins. You need to look at them and see a diamond in them. You see them as a diamond. That's the potential you see in them, and you treat them as such. Okay, and then after that, you get to your why. That's the belief level for diamond. then it becomes your influence and eventually your legacy to get to Presidential Diamond. And we'll talk about those more as you guys progress through the ranks. But in the beginning, it's belief in the product, belief in the opportunity, belief in you, and belief in your leaders. That's what's going to get you to those initial ranks.
Oh, go ahead, Becky.
Well, I could show the chart just for 2 seconds if you want on that.
Sure.
Then we have some more questions.
Beautiful. So see this, guys? Belief in the product, that's how you get to elite. Belief in the company, opportunity, that's how you get to premier. Belief in you is to get to silver. Belief in your builders, gold and platinum. Belief in your why, diamond, and your influence. And then after influence, now they've put legacy at the top. Beautiful. So Praveen is asking in the chat, Matt, with fear of Omicron and COVID cases raising across India, there is a chance a third wave is in the next few months. Prospect are asking, would they be more delay in the launch? Also, how can we develop the passion and energy that you have now? Can you please share one challenge that you had when you started doTERRA and left low when you were rejected, and how did you overcome? Yeah. So first of all, so often we want to let the outside circumstances determine our result. And if you choose to, it will. If you choose to live a life on autopilot, COVID cases, Omicron, fear, what's going on around you, that will control your result. If you choose to take an active stance, then it won't. There are many, many people who are growing fantastically in India, even with lockdowns. There are many people growing in all different countries in the world in doTERRA, no matter what circumstance they have. And I want you to memorize this phrase, okay? Someone in the same situation as you or worse has already succeeded despite. Someone in the same or worse circumstances than you has already succeeded despite. My friends, I have friends in doTERRA who were $1 million in debt before they joined doTERRA, and now they're debt free. That's a heavy burden. That's a heavy burden. Imagine yourself with $1 million in debt. Okay? I know people who do not have a voice, right? They literally cannot speak, and they are diamonds in doTERRA. We watched what was she? 95-year-old woman cross the stage as a gold, and then the next year as a platinum in doTERRA. 95 years old, right? So again, somebody in the same situation as you or worse. We've seen people we've got Imna Senla here on the call, right? We've seen people in the middle of COVID in a market that's not open grow all the way to gold, almost platinum, right? So no matter what your circumstance is, it will you can grow, right? It's just, again, that cycle: belief, action, results, and working within that cycle. Now, so the third wave, I'm not scared of a third wave. I welcome a third wave. If a third wave comes, obviously I don't want bad things to happen in people's lives, but honestly, guys, the best time, the moment in people's lives where they choose to make a change is when they're suffering. That's when people decide that they want to make their life different from a health perspective, from a financial perspective. People, when they're hurting in their health, that's when they make changes in their health to use the oils. People, when they're hurting in their finances, that's when they make the change to start a new business, to join doTERRA as a business. So when people are suffering, we have the solutions. We have the solutions to heal their suffering. And that's actually how we grow, is solving these problems for people. Now, in terms of the launch, I don't care when doTERRA launches in India. I really don't. In fact, I want them to open fast because I know it's been a burden on us, and it takes longer for you guys to get your products. But I'm telling you, my mom's like, please open. They're going to open. We're not very far away from the opening. It's going to be within the next couple months, right? But at the same time, I kind of want it to take longer because it gives you guys more time before there's more competition. Right? There's a lot of people who are just waiting for it to open and then they're going to work. Well, guess what? We have a lot of people here on this Zoom call who are working before it opens. And so you're ahead of the race. You're ahead of all of the people who are just waiting for it to open. And so in a way, you know, I don't want it to take longer. They're working to open and it's going to open soon. But just realize that the longer it takes, actually, it kind of gives you an advantage because you have a team that's working even before it opens. Most teams, like I know many United States leaders that are waiting for India to open to start building in India. Okay. And so now's the moment for you to talk to all the people you know, so that you don't have the situation like me. My own sister is in a different doTERRA team as me. My own sister. Why? Because we joined the same week without talking to each other. I didn't talk to her fast enough, right? Her father-in-law signed up his son, signed up her husband, and we signed up in doTERRA the same week. And now we're in different teams, right? I don't want that to happen to you guys where a different leader comes and signs up one of your friends. It's probably going to happen. And if it does, it's totally fine. But now is the moment for you to talk to all of the people that you know and build the biggest business you can before anybody else really is. But it could delay the launch. I don't think so. Pretty much everything is in place already. doTERRA has product on the ground. doTERRA has things registered. IT is really, really close. So anyway, but that's a little bit of my mindset. I want you to take my mindset. Like, to me, it doesn't matter how long it takes to open. I know it's going to open within the next couple months. And so we're just going to work as hard as we can with the circumstances that we have, right?
And we're going to come. We're coming.
Yes, we're coming in February. I'm so excited to meet you all in person. It's going to be a party. Like, it's going to be hugs all around. I think I can't wait to go to an Indian wedding. That's one of the things I'm excited for.
Oh, somebody better hurry up and plan their wedding.
Someone needs to get married and invite me.
Let's take a long time. Hey, can you answer the last part of Praveen's question? Was there ever a time when you felt like discouraged or down, or you just thought, oh, this just isn't going to work?
Haven't we all?
Of course. I mean, I like to tell the story a lot of Becky's upline, Cindy. Becky's upline, Cindy, who's my aunt. The first time I went there, I think you had gone there before me, Mom.
Yeah.
But the first time I went there to teach a class, we were elite at the time, and it was money that we didn't have, right, to take the flight up there. And so I felt the burden of that. And flew up there to teach a class. And that first night, she said, "Oh, I'm gonna have 20 people in my home. We're gonna teach them about the oils." Guess how many people were there? I got on a flight, guys. I was an elite at the time. Got on a flight, went to a different state. I paused. I didn't go to school for those days, and I flew up there. And guess how many people came to that class? 0. The first time I went there, 0 people. Nobody. But I sat down with her, and I did the class with just her, taught her about the Live Guide and the Build Guide. And she goes on and decides that, she creates independence. She starts teaching classes on her own. She's a diamond now. She's an amazing diamond, has an amazing organization. And so those kinds of discouraging moments will happen a lot. I'll tell you, there have been so many over the years. We've been doing this for 9 years. We've had periods where our team was growing amazing. We've had periods where we were stagnant. We spent 4 years stagnant at the rank of platinum before we hit diamond. That was really frustrating for us, right? That was really frustrating.
Working hard.
Our best friends quit the business. Best friends built to silver with us. Were one of our qualifying legs for platinum. And then they decided that the business wasn't for them. That was really hard, right? Our very best friends that we had been building with decided to step away. And it wasn't because they were mad at doTERRA. He just really wanted to focus on his real estate career. So it wasn't, it wasn't like a betrayal or anything like that, but it was sad. It was hard for us to lose that partnership that we had, right? So people will join your business, people will leave. You'll go through periods where you're not growing the way you want to, and you're also going to have wonderful periods of growth. And as far as a tip to keep going, it really comes down to your vision. You need to have a crystal clear vision for what you want your future to look like, right? A crystal clear vision of what you believe is possible. And if you have that vision, you're willing to you're willing to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to get there, right? But you have to have that clear vision first. So that's what's carried us. I think what carries people is different for each person. That why is so important. But yeah, we've definitely been through lots of challenges, and we'll probably go through many more. Great question. Okay, Mom, is there anything else in there that in the chat here that
I think you've covered it.
burning questions that we need to answer?
As for Nigeria, you know what? I wish, Lena, not yet. It's not on the agenda yet. I think from what I've heard, Chile's opening, India's opening next. And then I've heard that one of the next ones they're going to announce is Dubai, which I'm super excited about because we already have people on our team in Dubai from India, right? You guys are kind of close. And then who knows? But I'm praying for Nigeria too. I have a lot of people in Nigeria that really can't really do anything right now. So I'm hoping for Nigeria.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. The world is yours, my friends. The beauty of doTERRA is that you can build this business around the world, anywhere. I really recommend that before you try to go into a different country, that you hit diamond. I really recommend that. Like, it's going to be easiest for you to hit diamond in India. And honestly, even at diamond, I wouldn't recommend that you look too much outside of your country, because you guys, again, remember, like, we're talking about a country that Greg Cook, who's a very wise man, he's built a multi-billion-dollar business with doTERRA. He believes that India will be the largest market for doTERRA, and believes that we will be the largest direct selling company in all of India. And I really believe that too. So it's exciting sometimes to have an international business, but there's also costs that are associated with it, because you'll probably end up wanting to travel to those places to give them support, just like we're coming to India in February. So you can do it, but really, if you just focus in India, you can build a massive business. And especially with the Founders Club, like, this is a window of opportunity, my friends, that you don't want to miss. So I would commit to working very, very hard to become a founder, or at least have a founder on your team, right? And that'll create a lot of stability for your team. With that,
February 3rd, that's in a month, and we'll even know more about our travel plans then. So you're going to do another class.
Yep.
February 3rd.
I'll be back with you guys February 3rd. Plug into every single training that the team is doing, guys, and plug in as many people as you can. Now, build on faith. Now is the moment for you to build on faith, because once India opens, it's gonna be even more beautiful than it already is. It's already beautiful, but it's gonna be even more beautiful. So I love you guys. I love you. I cannot wait to be there in India and to give you a hug, and to just share with you more insights about building your doTERRA business. We are going to do something absolutely magical together. And I'm so grateful for your trust, grateful for your partnership. And I just want you to know that we are here to give ourselves 100% to you. I really believe in servant leadership. We serve you. And so anything that we can do to help you grow, we're going to do at the max of our capacity. So we love you. Excited to be with you guys. Thank you for being here on this call. And we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Love you all. See you later.
Bye, guys.